In the wake of Zombieland, it looked like there might be a rash of knockoff titles, and one of those appeared to be Stakeland. But there's a movie that turned out to be far more than that. And to close out November, we're going to take a look at at the timeline of it and its sequel, and then maybe take a break. Maybe take a break from vampires. I think I'm ready to take these teeth out of them. It's been like a month.
So, back in 2010, our short saga began with Stakeland from Jim Mickle, who would go on to make the great We Are What We Are and be involved with Netflix's Sweet Tooth. We're introduced to a young man named Martin, which I wonder if that's a reference, and the Mister. We flash back to Martin's youth, but it's not too long ago. I mean, it's the same actor and he looks similar in age, so this probably isn't that big of a time jump. There's a pandemic of vampires going on, and stakes seem to work pretty well, and the voiceover insinuates that everything fell apart over the course of a few months. Sunlight kills them, and they explain that there's these things called berserkers, that staking them in the heart doesn't work, so you have to get them in the brain. Martin and Mister are trying to find a place called New Eden and rescue a nun who was raped, played by Kelly McGillis, and the unlikely trio travel through the backwater towns of the United States, meeting religious zealots, Larry Fessenden, and Jamie Lloyd. This truck has tags that appear to expire in 2010, so it would seem like this all started in real time. Now, it depends on how much farther from the beginning of the outbreak that we are here, but I'd say that we're either in late alternate reality 10 or possibly early 11. I'm sure he wasn't worried about updating those tags in a vamp apocalypse. They pick up another survivor along the way and find Sister alive, only to lose her a short while later. Willie is then killed by a vampire that appears to be smart, and it also kills Belle before they're able to stake it. Continuing on north, where the vampires can't live because of the cold, they meet Peggy, and the Mister leaves the two of them together to seek out New Eden. The film was a cult success, but it did take 6 years for a sequel to be made, although Mickle didn't return to direct, and 2016 saw The Stakelander, or Stakeland 2. It starts with Martin saying that the first vamp showed up a very long time ago, and he's still with Peggy, and they have a kid, so it's clearly several years later. The kid's like probably 4 or 5 years old, so it's most likely real time 6 years later. New Eden is attacked by the Brotherhood and some vampires, including a smart one, with Martin being the only survivor. So he goes on the hunt to track down the Mister to help them take them down and get his revenge. There's a newspaper here, and here's the thing. It appears to be from the beginning of the outbreak, and it's dated 2006. So that's when the vampire outbreak began, apparently. And since most of the first film took place months after all that happened, and the paper's from September, then the first movie probably actually takes place in 2007 then. Martin encounters a series of really terrible human beings along the way until he's forced to fight the Mister, and they take in a feral woman. And at one point, Martin says, 10 years ago, you would have shot him already, implying that there's actually been a bigger time jump than we thought, and we're more likely 10 years ahead of the last one. So if that was 2007, depending upon the time frame that he was saying what the 10 years started from, we're either in late 2016 or early 2017, close to real time of when the movie was released. It turns out that the head female vamp is seeking out the Mister because she's a special kind that can breed, and he killed her child. In a final confrontation, they manage to behead her and blow up the rest of the attacking vamps, but the feral girl is turned, and they have to kill her. Mr. then stays behind to fight the vamps, while Martin ensures that the town survives, and his final fate is unknown. There have been talks to continue the series with a third entry rounding out a trilogy, but it doesn't seem as if any movement has happened on that for a while. Although keep in mind it did take 6 years to make part 2, so who knows if we'll actually see a part 3 at some point.
So there you have it, 2 movies with a very solid continuity. Having the same writers certainly helped that. These are very good. The first Stakeland movie is, I think, pretty damn great. I really enjoy that. The sequel is also good, not nearly as great as the first one, but it's enjoyable. It's not as innovative. It doesn't do as much interesting. I don't feel as it has this exploration of the world that it created that the first one did. But it's fun. It was a good watch. I wasn't mad about it. If you've seen these and if you enjoy them, let me know. If you haven't seen them, I would definitely seek them out. In the meantime, please like this video, share it out, subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed Novamper. We're moving on from vampire movies now, and I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of vampired out a little bit. Also check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/movietimelines. You can help support this channel like these guys over here do. I thank them. They're all awesome people. Appreciate them, and I appreciate you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you very shortly for another great one. Thanks a lot, and goodbye.